Hi, I'm Kara, and today I'd like to share with you how I made this card with this fairy on it. I used this stamp set here. It's by Clear Stamps 41960, and I'm using this fairy right here. Now let's get started. I have my fairy taped already to my board, and I'm just going to use my Gamzai Kurtaki paint set here, and I'm going to float in the colors. I like to use Coneflower Blue, and I also like to use the aqua color. I've already pre-wet my paper so that the colors would float on top of it quite easily and blend better. So I've already gone around my images and wet the paper so I could bring those colors in right away. So I'm just going in with this aqua color, and I'm going in with the Coneflower Blue, and I like to add a little bit of purple as well. So I'm just going to go in and add a little bit of color here, spread it around. Now this, you can go over the lines a little bit, it's not going to hurt. This is pretty forgiving, and I don't ever have a pattern that I go. I just do this as I go. So nothing is pre-planned. It's pretty random how I do this. So I have that colored in there, and then I add a little bit of green to the bottom here for the grass. I just put a little bit of green in. And then I just like to add a little bit of purple as well. Not too much though. Just to add a little bit of color. A little pop of purple. And it just kind of all blends together. There we go. Now I already have one of these done, and so let's get ready to color the image in. This one's done and dry, and I'd like to use my water brush that I have from Tim Holtz, and I lift the color up from my block. Now this these markers are Fibra Color, and I just, for the hair, I just put the color right on her hair. And these colors move and lift really well and with water, and they're very blendable. So that's the nice thing about these colors. So I just take my water brush and go on in there and just move the colors and color in her hair. I'm going to move pretty quickly on this video. And then I go in here and just add a little bits of color for hair. Next, I'm going to add the yellow to the frog's belly, to the star, and to the bells on her shoes, and on the end of her skirt. So, now there we got the yellow. I'm just going to brighten that star up a little bit. Next, I'm going to go in with the green for the frog. And I also like to put a few little flicks of green here just to add a little bit of detail and interest. I'm just going to add that there, and I'm going to blend that out with my water brush. So I'm just going to bring my water brush in, and I just soften those lines with my water brush. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to color this right here. Plant, and a few of the greens by the mushroom. Color them in a little bit. Now I'm going to go and do the detail of my frog. Add a little bit of green to that. Now when I put this down on my card, it's a little warped right now, but when I adhere it to my card, I have foam underneath and I have it secured pretty well so that that will go away. Next, the color I'm going to go in with is purple for my flowers. And then I'm going to use some blue for the birds as well. I'm just going to get a little bit of a darker blue out there too. Okay. I'm going to go in and I'm going to color the flowers with this purple in her hair. A little bit of blue and purple in there, and I like to put a little blue in there. She also has one on her neck. Next, I'm going to color in the birds. And I like to focus the darker areas on the outside of the bird. Go, and I just fill them in quickly. And now these will dry a little bit lighter. They go on a little bit darker, and then when they dry, they're lighter. Add just a little bit of that blue to my flower. There we go. Next, I'm going to color the mushroom, and I'm going to use a series of browns and some orangish brown. And I'm also going to do her skin. Oops. A little mishap there, but that'll be okay. I'm just going to go in around and add the darker to the brown to the outside of the mushroom. I'm going to cover up where I got that grass there, but that's not going to matter too much. These are pretty forgiving. When it dries, it looks nice. There we go. For video's sake, I'm going to move a little bit faster, but otherwise I would take a little bit more time with my shading. Okay, so next I'm going to move on to her dress. And that is going to be a pink. I'm going to put some pink down. A couple different pinks. I'm also going to start with her skin before I start with her, before I start with anything else. I'm going to do her hands and her arms and her neck. I just realized I missed a flower by her neck, so I'm just going to add a little bit of purple there. Color that in. Next I'm going to go in with the pink and color in her tutu. The little soft pink, ballerina pink. And then I'm going to color in her stockings with this bright pink. And then I'm going to go every other one with purple. And add purple to that. And add a little more purple to that flower. Now, next I'm just going to add a little bit of pop of pink to her cheeks and to the birds as well. Then I'm going to go in and I'm going to use Wink of Stella, and it's going to be the gray. I'm going to color in her wings with that. This is actually the clear. I'm going to go in with the gray first. And I like to do the frog's wings with this as well. And I like to leave the color under the wing blank because I don't want it to be mixing. Then I'll do the frog's wings. Put a little sparkle on them. And then I'm going to go in with the lighter. And I like how this gives a little shine and a little bit of sparkle. Got that there. And then I'm going to hit just the star and then the wings again. Okay, now I already have one of these done, and I've already die cut it out with my stitch rectangles, and I have adhesive foam on the back. I'm just going to tear that off and adhere that to my top loading card that I have. And I already have a sediment inside, and I used the Avery Elle stamp set for the sediment inside, and I will share that with you in a second. Now this just just a slight bit of black shows on here when I adhere this down to the card. Just only a little bit of the black is going to show, just to trim it out a little bit. There, and it lays pretty flat. Now here's the stamp set that I'm going to be using for the middle, and it says wishing you a magical day, and that stamp set is by Avery Elle right there. I thank you for watching, and I hope you come visit again. Thank you. Bye.